something in what around here. It's more than just boats and beers. It's new friends, old songs, sunsets, sing-alongs, and problems that disappear. And it don't matter where you're from or who you know, just pull up slow. You wanna tie up, put your feet in the water, pop a cold top, just float like a bobber. And it don't matter if you master craft or you fast tracker, it don't matter. Tie up, cozy up a can, put a little sun on that farmer's tent. Leave your troubles on the bank and your gas in the tank. Just worry about what's in your cup and tie up. And tie up. No drama in the no-wake zone. Just pull it in the cocktail cove. Just laughing and lying and sunburn, frying the good times in stereo. Get a tube full of crickets and some bull peanuts, catch an AM buzz and tie up. Put your feet in the water, pop a cold top, just float like a bobber. And it don't matter if you master craft or you fast tracker, it don't matter. Tie up, cozy up a can, put a little sun on that farmer's tent. Leave your troubles on the bank and your gas in the tank. Just worry about what's in your cup and tie up. And tie up. Tune's just right, sun's on blast. Got a rednecks and a high class floating around, getting trailer trashed. Tie up, get my feet up, top and float like a bobby. Tie up, get my feet up, top and float like a bobby. Put your feet in the water, pop a cold top, just float like a bobber. And it don't matter if you master craft or you fast tracker, it don't matter. Tie up, cozy up a can, put a little sun on that farmer's tent. Leave your troubles on the bank and your gas in the tank. Just worry about what's in your cup and tie up. And tie up. With all my friends, I said, damn, it's like a pretty good time. Pulled some cash, paid the cover, then got drinks and got drunk or sang along to some sweet Caroline. Then she walked up to meet us. I said, do you like tequila? She said, that's my middle name. So we shot Casamigas. She kissed me right on the cheek and then left her number and walked away. Yeah. I think she might be a honky-tonk heartbreaker. She's gonna hurt somebody up in this bar. I think she might be a honky-tonk heartbreaker. could try the coast of Carolina, catch the Outer Banks sunrise every day of our lives. Find a little spot in Arizona, decorate the kitchen with a Tex-Mex vibe. From the sun.
How are we doing today, stream? We're gonna get going shortly. I'm gonna go ahead and let them know that I'm going to unmute them. All right, I'm unmuting you guys, and we are live.
If it's not about that one dude that was my favorite guy, whatever his name is,
R-Truth.
R-Truth. If it's not about R-Truth, I don't want to hear it.
He actually said the funniest thing over the weekend that I'm gonna try and explain it to you and see if you at all understand the context of this. Basically, there is a rival company to WWE called AEW. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen them. Yeah. They just had their first black world champion win the title.
Good for him.
Congratulations.
He is a black man with dreadlocks. R-Truth tweeted out, "Congratulations on." Remember, the company is called AEW. He tweeted out, "Congratulations on." Oh, also AEW has a pay-per-view coming up called Forbidden Door. Okay.
Okay.
And he tweeted out, "Congratulations on Kofi Kingston for winning the WCW World Heavyweight Championship." I should mention, WCW has been out of business for about 25 years.
Well, yeah, of course it has. That's why you said it.
And Kofi Kingston is a different black man with different dreads who works for WWE. And he says, "Did y'all have any luck finding the keys to that prohibited entrance?"
Prohibited entrance. That's so funny. Dude's insane. All right, anyway. So when last we left our pirates, where were we?
We just plundered a ship, and we gotta sell all the stuff we plundered.
Oh, also we found some cool stuff. There was I'm probably not going to pronounce this right. A black steel nope.
Flamberge.
Thank you. Sword and a bronze crown with 7 points with emerald gems that can steal souls.
Oh, is that what it's called? I gave some cool new names.
Yeah, I think we said that. It was like one. I think you were gonna get the crown, and Daniel was gonna get the sword.
Yeah, I put the sword in Daniel's character sheet already.
And was there anything else? Sorry, Kayla, go on.
There was an immaculate painting of a seaside capital, and it's a portrait of Holding.
Yep.
I did forget what my cool new sword did.
That's okay. It's in your inventory. You can look at it.
No, I just looked at it. It does 5 ongoing damage to a target and treats them as bloodied even when they're not bloodied.
Yeah, once per day you could do that.
So for all the cool stuff that we could do when people are bloodied?
Yep.
Yep.
The sword
Yep.
extra 1d8 damage if they're bloodied on a critical.
Ooh.
Wait, question. If you use that on me, does that count towards my ability of me being bloodied even if I'm not bloodied?
I mean, he'd have to hit you with the sword.
I mean, we're not really busy right now. We could try it.
Take ongoing 5 damage.
I'm sure I can survive. It'll stop eventually.
No, it won't.
It doesn't say that it does.
Well, save ends. And save ends for...
No. Hang on, wait. We can figure this out. Amandi, how much HP do you have?
Yeah, it'll end. That's a good question.
Just divide that by 5. That's how long the duration is.
Subtracted by whatever I roll.
That's so funny. Anyway.
I have 61 hit points and twice as many chances to save.
God damn it.
But then if you save on like the first turn, because you can save at the beginning of your turn as well, what's the point?
You could just hit me again. I just want to know if my bloodied ability will work with the sword.
Yeah? Well, it's more for like lands. Land has a daily power, I think, that gives you guys a bonus against bloodied enemy. I think it's Dirge of the Damned, right?
It is
Yeah,
in fact Dirge of the Damned.
Yeah,
It's like +4 to
plus
damage.
4 to damage against bloodied enemies, dude.
The hard part is that by the time we get to the point in the battle where the enemies are bloodied, things have usually like.
well,
And then-
well, it's really good for high hit
No,
point
but I'm
enemies
saying,
that
but
like
I'm saying if we
even
can
when they're
now,
bloodied, you still have a shitload to go.
Yes, but I'm saying if we can now open combat with that,
Right.
it gives a huge like.
Yeah.
Huge.
It's huge. Yeah.
Especially in the turn, because that's just something that I can activate when I hit an attack. Brash Assault's an attack,
Yes.
which means I can hit Brash Assault, give them that, and then make Amandi hit them.
Yes.
It really is the fucking gif of just the tag team beatdown with the fucking jump pirates.
Also,
So,
because it's been a few weeks since we last played, I do just want to bring up again how satisfying it was to stack every possible condition on that one dude.
Oh my
Right?
god! Yes.
That was really funny.
Good work, team. I'm proud of
Yeah.
us.
So where are we sailing to now, gang?
Solid piratery right there.
we have to. Oh, well, I guess we have to sell some of the treasure we just got. And then we definitely have to return to that underwater dungeon that we keep avoiding, that we've got the ability to breathe underwater for.
Well, you're right next to where that is on the map. You are very far away from wherever the nearest port would be. So,
So we could maybe do that first because it's convenient. But also, we have a lot of treasure.
Yeah, the
That
crew
is-
can't eat gold.
well, the crew, you still have 3 resources left, and you can get over to the point like on the map without spending resources. Basically, it's that close to you.
Oh, okay.
Well, I
But
guess
then-
so.
Because we're gonna find more cool stuff down here, probably.
That's a good point. If your cargo hold is pretty full.
Yeah. Also, didn't our ship take some damage? Should probably get that fixed with some of the treasure we bought.
Yeah, your cargo hold is at 9 out of 10 right now.
Damn
every-
that.
Everything else is
Cool.
full. Okay. If you want to, so here's what I'll say. You are equidistant from the closest port and the spot where the underwater temple was. You could get to either of them without rolling for resources or random encounter, but once you go to one of them, then you have to roll resources and random encounter for the other one, but it's only like the smallest die.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'd say we sell our stuff first so we could fit more loot in our ship and also fix our ship.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So let's see here. I don't have that document open. Let's pull up the locations. Do I not have? Interesting. All the regular ports in Andoran are not in here. Let's just pull up a map of Andoran. So the closest port to you is going to be Windwood. It is a city in Dulkend, which is the most southeastern.
It's also a neighborhood in Miami that used to be kind of ghetto, but that a bunch of hipsters turned it into an art district.
Oh, is it? That's funny. Well, this one's named that because Dulkend is primarily a logging like civilization or settlement. Like they export like most of Andoran's lumber. So yeah, is that where you want to go, or do you want to go somewhere else in the nearby? There's Copperhead Bay to the east. Although no, that one's pretty far. That one's around.
Is oh,
That one's far away.
so I don't want to assume just because they have lumber that they could fix our ship there. Can we get our ship fixed there?
Yeah, probably. It's a
Okay.
port.
Which port would give us the best stuff?
That's a great question.
Well, let me pull up the map of Endoran as well. I only have the world
I'm
map.
kind of thinking about making sure of going to a port to get the best deal on trading in our treasure makes me think about driving to an extra far gas station just to get the cheaper gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so is that where we're going, Captain?
Is it?
I don't know. I'm looking at the other close options, but where is this?
How do they feel about pirates at this logging town?
I mean, as long as you don't say that you're pirates.
Cool. So I guess we're gonna lower our flags upon approach then.
Yeah, Copperhead Bay is a little more amicable to the less
Reputable.
reputable visitors, but
Hey, that's us.
it is further away. That one
Hmm.
you'll have to roll for.
Where's Copperhead Bay?
Is this a thing that you need me to roll for?
Right there.
Oh. That's also close enough to the thing.
The civilization I'm talking, or the city I'm talking about is over here.
Yeah.
So Copperhead Bay you'd have to roll for, but then you wouldn't have to roll to go to the other one, to the other place.
Yeah, so it's still like a big triangle. I think that's a little better, right? If they're
All right.
easier on the. Although, would they give us better prices? Huh.
Ben, can I make a history check to see where would give us better prices?
Yes. Copperhead Bay will probably give you more money for your treasure, but Wynwood would probably have cheaper like repairing of your ship.
So it's kind of a moot point.
Well, it depends. Let me see. Where's the Yeah, normally it's 500 gold to repair a point of damage to the ship, and plunder can be sold for 1d20 times 100 gold.
Where is it?
With a modifier. Where's what?
Which one is that? You said.
Copperhead Bay will buy your plunder for more, while Wynwood would repair your ship for cheaper.
Well, I mean, if like the average like expenditure to fix a point of damage for the ship is just 500, like I feel like that's easy enough to cover for going to Copperhead, and it would be better to get more money for our treasure.
True.
So is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. So who's sailing the ship again?
Basim.
Yes.
All right. Roll me 1d12.
1d12.
Wait, that's the sailing roll? Because he has an ability that reduces the size of that.
No, that is not the sailing roll. That's a random roll. 11.
Never mind.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
We find another flotilla.
Roll me a d8.
Okay, a d8.
A 5. I think we did this one already.
Tell me what it is, and I can give you an answer to that.
No, we also did this one already. I need to delete some of these and refresh my random encounter tables. I thought I did that before.
pretty lenient.
You know what? We're not gonna do that. So we're just gonna say that there is no random encounter on this travel. It's too short of a distance.
Mm,
So this distance would be, how long is this? One. So oh. Let's see. So roll me a D4, which is reduced to a D3. Um,
How do I do the D3 again?
you right click on the D6.
That's the.
Okay. So that uses up all of your current resources. So you now have 0.
Okay.
But you do successfully make it to Copperhead Bay.
Yay!
So you pull into port.
Nice.
You see, Copperhead Bay is a rough and tumble kind of town with rough-looking wooden buildings lining a port. It's not really like a big city. It's mostly just like a trade port.
Yeah.
Like a fisher's village, basically. It's like a shanty town, basically. So what are you guys doing here?
I believe selling stuff is Land's purview.
All right, Lan.
I'm gonna sell some stuff.
yep.
Okay. So you head into town. Go ahead and give me a, what the hell is the roll? I think it's like a diplomacy check.
Yeah.
Where's the rule for this? There. Here it is. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, can I no fuck, I have to play that before, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
I have to no, that wouldn't help. Fuck. Okay. Damn. Yeah, I really can't do anything with that.
That's all right. So go ahead and roll me. So you're selling all the plunder?
Yeah.
Okay, so roll
We
me
have to.
roll me 60 20s, and I will tell you how much gold you get for it.
Was there fuck yeah, I hate that. I hate that so much.
Oh, well, that's happening. What's the word on that other person who wanted to join the game?
That he's a coward and he won't.
He's a
Yeah.
coward.
No, it's not that. I'm just being too hard on him.
Yeah, it's okay. He's just got a lot going on.
He does. He has a lot going on, and he didn't want to upset his schedule to take on yet another project because he takes on quite a lot of projects.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that. I'm sitting here playing D&D while crocheting at the same time, so
So this needs to be.
I can't stand that I rolled a fucking 2 and now a critical 1.
Okay, so you
It
get
happens.
570 gold.
That's still a lot of gold.
How do you want me to divide that up?
okay. So what we do is, each player's PC gets a share, and the ship is also counted as one in the division.
So you want me to divide this by 6?
Share. Yeah.
And the ship can get the remainder.
Yeah.
Divide by 6 is 945. And then plus 4, 2, 2, 3 that you already had is 5,000 168 in your ship.
Cool. So we use that money to repair the ship.
Yeah, everybody else mark down that you gain 945 gold in your character sheets.
945 gold.
Inventory.
500 gold to repair the ship. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay, so
And it was 900 and how many?
945.
Can I make a streetwise check? Or you know what? No, that's not fair. Sorry, I would like to do some research as long as we're in town.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I want to try and get some intel on what is the name of the ship that bounty hunter guy rolls on.
That's a good question. Control F.
It was something cool, and I know it's in my notes somewhere.
I feel like it's the something's maw.
I don't think I have the name of his ship.
You what's up?
I don't know if I still have the name of his ship for some reason.
Well, whatever it is, I would like to try and get some intel on basically like where in the world his because I've been every port we go to, I've been trying to triangulate his route. Like I've been trying to play Captain Sonar with this guy's ship, basically.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't.
I think the last place he was at. Give me a investigate.
Okay. There is no investigation.
Oh, give me.
Can I go streetwise?
Look at the. Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, that I'm good at.
Okay.
I mean, you've been working on this for a while, so it makes sense.
So as you're negotiating with the harbor master here for your plunder, let me see. Hold on. Location.
Well, he should give me some information. You just got a great fucking deal off.
Yeah, basically, like, so the harbor master is this old gnome woman, and she's like basically jabbing at you, like, "Oh, you looking for a specific person?" I don't know, my ears don't work too well these days, but you know, you do got a lot of plunder here. And she kind of greases you for the shit deal that you had to make in order to in order to find out. And she's like, "Oh, Zira, yeah, I've heard a bit about him. He was let's see, where was he? Let's see. Let's look at the map." Last I heard, he had gone up to the Volgari up north.
Wasn't he? What the fuck was he last time?
That's a good question.
Fuck, I forgot to write it down. I'm gonna start keeping more detailed notes of that.
Me too.
What's the guy's name again? How do I spell it?
ZIR.
The Volgari. Are they like similar to the Sugandese?
No. Completely different culture.
That's up near Ragnvald, right?
The Volgari, yeah, it's more to the north. It's in the middle of the ocean. They have a settlement there, that they trade with pirates. They're the orcs.
Even though I don't remember the last place he was at, I believe it was up near. I think it was up near in between Phaedros and Hagara, if I remember correctly. Is there any information that I can roll for to try and glean like what his path might be?
You got a nat 20. They tell you that Zir was actually here in town just the other month. He met up with some shady characters here who it looked like they given him a job or something to head up north. Something about retrieving a treasure or some shit. Not his usual work was all I gleaned from it, from the gossip around town.
Ela Verona, I believe, is where you first met him.
That is where you first met him.
In where?
Ela Verona.
Verona.
Yeah.
So this is basically, she said, before he was in Ela Verona, he was down here.
Nice, nice.
Okay, so let's. How far away? Like, how many days trip should be to get from Volgari territory to here? Like, assuming that he left right now and started headed back down here.
Oh, if he was trying to come back down here?
Yes.
Let's see. 12, maybe maybe a month?
And how long ago was he here?
About a month ago.
About a month ago, so it's a month. So that means he probably just got to Volgari territory. So
yeah.
Okay, we need to know. Let's make a note that in a month we need to avoid being here, and in 15 days we need to avoid being in the north of Vandoren.
Yeah, each hex on the map is about 1 day's sail.
Yeah, basically, I'm just trying to create a zone of like, let's not be here at this time.
Well, he's not coming back down to Copperhead Bay. He's going north.
Right, but wait. So is the Volgari is a stop for him, or that's where he's headed, his final destination?
Not sure 100%. I don't think that it was his final destination. He's gone looking for something.
Interesting. Okay, and can I try and get some more information from this old woman about if she knows what kind of treasure he was after, or like what, or at least if she doesn't know, who the people are that spoke to him?
Oh, the people that spoke to him were like real shady characters, from what I was told. Some people were saying that they were
shady. How?
Very closed off, hide their faces. You know, going around in hoods and.
I described the fucking cloak, the cult uniforms from that other town. Is that what they look like?
Yellow? No, it wasn't yellow. Not that I heard. But they got like maybe the symbols ringing a bell, like maybe something similar. I don't know.
Whereabouts in town would someone go to find these guys if you wanted to make contact?
Oh, this was a month ago at least that I heard these rumors were going around town. Or that the rumor mill started about these people being here. Zir's someone you don't want to cross paths with, so. But I didn't see any of them. I didn't even see them get off a ship here or anything, so I don't even know where they came from.
Do I get the vibe that if I slip this woman an extra 100 gold, she might suddenly remember?
No. This is
okay.
That's land. I think you got the best.
Yeah, you already
Yeah. Okay.
you slipped her 20% of the plunder.
Great. Okay.
Or no, sorry, 10% of the plunder.
At the very least, I'm going to relay this information to the captain immediately.
Okay.
With a reminder that this guy did like kind of low key swear vengeance on us.
Not so much vengeance
sure,
as like
vengeance.
he's going after a bounty or captain's bounty.
He's going after a different mission right now, but he said he's always looking for pirates that he could easy scores to bring in.
Oh, that's interesting. He's looking for an easy score. Does that mean that if our bounty suddenly skyrockets, he won't be interested because then we'll be more formidable?
I don't know if that's exactly how that works.
I don't know.
I mean, I'd want to make it worth his while.
Yeah.
So would Amandi.
Either way, I relay to the team that like, you know what? No, that fucking no. The cleric that we got from the town.
Yeah, he's on your crew.
Can I ask him like,
No.
does he have any? Oh, what do you call it? Does he have any insight as to what treasure these guys might be asking this guy to go after?
Well, I mean, the description that they gave for these people could be could be anybody. Not really.
Let's assume it's the same people.
The same people? Treasure
the same group.
I mean, there's not a whole lot going on there. I mean, there's Shipwreck Islands up there. That's is basically like no man's land. There's Teak Bay, which what's a Teak Bay? Let's see. I mean, Teak Bay is just a logging port. I mean, they got shipyards there, but not anything that someone like not anything that I would say would be like treasure. Where is what? Do I know that? Weird. I don't have anything written in this one spot. Yeah, so there's nothing that I know of besides. I mean, there's legends that Shipwreck Island has treasure on it because there's so many, shipwrecks. But no one ever goes there because of all the shipwrecks.
But nothing specific linked to this group.
Let's see.
Because of all the shipwrecks.
There's no legend of a ship that was carrying an ancient amulet that summons a fucking squid monster or anything like that.
I mean, there's all sorts of legends of like magical and ancient treasures being sunk to the bottom there and lost to the sands of time at Shipwreck Island, but none of them are really hold weight or have ever been proven.
What's the closest safe distance we can get to Shipwreck Island?
That's a good question. Nobody really ever goes there and returns.
Considering we have the ability to breathe underwater, if we parked the ship far enough away, we could just go.
I'm really curious. Is it called Shipwreck Island because it's an island surrounded by a lot of shipwrecks, or is it an island made of shipwrecks?
Those are good questions.
It's land, but there are a lot of shipwrecks around it.
That's a big difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we're better than everyone who's ever sailed before, so we're not going to shipwreck. It's literally impossible. We're invincible.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Immortal until proven not.
Facts.
Alright. So what do you guys want to do now?
So we really should, finally go see that underwater place we've been planning to deal with for a while now. Oh, actually, before we do that, we should, more importantly, buy resources, because we have none now.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, also, please update our ship manifest to say that our cargo is 10 out of 10.
Yeah. There you go.
Where is that?
Under the Chimera.
Fine. There you go.
Oh, bless you.
I keep mine saved to my hotbar.
I'm doing that right now.
Same.
Did I?
Because that is a great idea.
What is?
Saving the Chimera to your hotbar.
Oh yeah.
How much did I make resources cost? I always lose that note.
Maybe when you find it this time, just write it on the Chimera sheet. Just like in parentheses, they cost this much.
It may have been 100 gold.
Who's doing that?
Not me.
Not me.
What?
Anyway.
Doing what?
There we go. Nothing. It's gone. So yeah, there you go. So it's 100 gold pieces each for resources, and if you want to roll a diplomacy check to reduce that amount.
I'm okay to try that.
Go ahead.
I believe in you. You got this. You're gonna roll better than you did.
Should I blow the thing I had that gives me an automatic +5 to diplomacy?
Do we need more diplomacy later in this long rest?
How much? What kind of power is it? Daily?
It is. Which one's red again? Is that a? Oh, it's an encounter power.
Use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got a +5.
Okay, go ahead and put that in.
Boom,
Hey.
baby.
So you got a 33. Okay, times 5. Wow.
Oh,
I guess resources are cheap here. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. This math ain't mathin'.
Well, it explains why they couldn't give us all that much money for our treasure, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna say here they're 50 gold each. So how much do you want?
I want to get at least half of the cargo.
Okay. So 5. That means that's 250 gold.
Can see the Uber Eats on stream.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I think your dad's ordering Uber Eats.
On stream? Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just dock yourself. Give everyone your address, Dad.
Oh, I hope not. Oh, yeah, it did. Yep, that's just a map of his house.
Oh no.
How many viewers does he have on his stream?
3. And I think one of them's me, and one of them's David, and one of them's Kayla.
Okay, it's probably safe then.
it's fine. The Uber Eats drivers always get lost.
They're not the ones to worry about.
Let's just hope the Uber Eats driver's watching your stream then.
Anyway, yeah. So you buy 5 resources. Do you want to buy any more than that?
Possibly. So it took us 3 resources to get here.
Yes.
What size dice would we roll going back to the underwater place?
None. It's like less than 10 days away.
Okay, cool. So we could get there fine. We might have to come back to the same place to sell more plunder.
Yeah.
So I think the 5 will be enough to make it back here afterwards if need be. I think that's good for now.
Okay.
If we want to sail anywhere further than that after this and risk like expending more resources than we have, we also have a very high morale, so I think we would survive it.
Sounds good. All right. What do you do now?
Set sail to the underwater place we finally will go to.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Sea sail takes you about a week to get out to the place. You follow the spyglass as it's pointing directly to it. You get there and you see that there's a small fleet of ships on the water above this area.
What type of ships?
You identify them as Galerian Trading Company ships.
We killed them
about
all.
Like a half a dozen ships.
We
What
have
does it
to
look
kill
like
them
they're
all.
doing?
They're completely stopped.
Using our fancy spyglass as an actual spyglass, can we get a better view of them?
Yeah, their sails are furled and they are. You see, there's like chains hanging off the side of the ship. Like each ship has like 2 or 3 like chains, basically like in the ocean, off of the main deck, like not where the anchor is. Although the anchor is lowered as well. Like all these ships are anchored here and stationary, but there are also a couple of chains off of each of the sides of the ship.
How active do the ships look right now? Like the people on the deck?
The people on the deck of the ship, not very.
I want to know if any of them are underwater.
There's an easy way to find out.
Yes, there is.
What is it? So real quick, remind me, what is this location again? This is the big temple, right?
Uh-huh.
The fuck purpose does the Galerian Trading Guild have?
There's probably treasure down there. They like to sell that.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, so, Mondi, looking in the captain's direction, how do you think we should survey underwater?
By going underwater? You said there was like several like chains off the sides of the boat, right?
Correct.
That means that they're using diving bells.
That is a reasonable conclusion.
We didn't have the same limitation.
No, that's correct.
So we'll have the underwater advantage.
Yeah, you're like a mile or so away from these guys, so they're not like you see they see you as well, but none of the ships are like preparing to like weigh anchor or anything. Like none of them are moving. You see like they've taken a notice to you, but they're not like they're not doing anything.
Well, they can't. Got a bunch of dudes down there in diving bells.
Actually, now that I think about it, they probably would have at least one ship that's like guarding them. So that ship is probably like getting ready to make sail, like they raise anchor and like is getting ready to head towards you. So they'll be like close to you in maybe like an hour. So you have an hour to do whatever you want to do before this ship gets over.
I don't necessarily know. Ooh.
Yes.
We could just get slightly further and further away until we just drag it off to where it's like nowhere near its what's the word? Reinforcements. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
And like lure it away and just kill just that ship. Then, damn. We gotta
Well,
get. They're already.
if we do that, that would probably give them enough time to call up the people underwater so they're actually prepared when we return.
That is true. Which means we're also an hour away from the temple. I mean, water.
Don't be doing that yawning shit. Just know you got me doing it.
And me.
Yeah, the captain's EP.
So what's the move? What are we doing? The hour is slowly ticking by as you discuss what's going on.
So we're an hour away from them as well.
No. You'd be like 30 minutes. No, maybe even less than that.
How do you mean?
Because your ship is already like prepped for sail.
And moving.
They have to like weigh the anchor, get the sails like unfurled, and get the ship going. They're like completely stationary. You guys can be there in like, what did I say? It's like a mile. Like, I don't know. These ships sail at like 8 to 10 knots. You could be there in a few minutes.
How many ships did you say that they had?
Like around 6, maybe 7 or 8 at most.
That's too many ships for us to take on.
They don't look very big. They're all like merchantman ships. None of them are like they're all like decently armed, but none of them are like frigates.
What does our fancy telescopes tell us?
What are you looking for? I've told you what you've been looking for so far about the crew and the ships. Is there anything specific you want to know about the ships?
Not yet.
How heavily armed do they look?
Not particularly. Like they're not completely defenseless.
These aren't battleships.
No. They're merchantman ships.
But they're not
well
like
armed.
but they're not like they came here
No, they're not.
expressly looking for a fight.
No, they're not frigates or anything. They're like flat-bottomed caravels and shit. Like they're well defended, but they're not like military ships.
Interesting.
Cool. So
The one that's approaching you looks like a frigate. That's like a cutter, basically. All the other ones are merchant ships. And even that one, it's not like a big one. It's not like a galleon. It's like a basically the same ship as yours, like the same size and armament.
okay. So how close would we have to be to fire on them?
I don't know, within like a few hundred feet.
Do we really want to just like engage directly straight out of the gate?
We don't have to. If we even want, we could like have majority of the crew use the ship as bait like the earlier plan and just take it away while we, already capable of breathing water, just go underwater, just like jump off the ship.
I wouldn't leave our nameless crew to fight alone without us.
Not all of them are nameless. We have a good named NPC. Well, several of them are actually
They have
named.
names.
All of them have names.
I mean, like,
We also have Ikishi, who is our favorite.
Like
Oh,
Bernard. How could you forget poor Bernard?
You have 16 named NPC crew.
Pretty.
yeah, but I assume it takes more than that to
Oh, that should get mean.
ship running.
I mean, that's your whole crew, so.
Oh, well.
Your ship's not very big.
Oh. Well,
Cool. So,
Okay, well, it's not about how big the ship is; it's what we can do with it.
some would say the motion of the ocean. Anyway, so
reading their names. We have an orc named Oozgun.
Osgun.
I don't want to know what they do with their Oozgun.
Right, so our options are a direct confrontation or what is their other option?
I don't know, whatever you want to do. The ship
I'm
is
asking the crew.
the ship is now weight anchor. It is still currently getting the sails ready to go.
Yeah, I think our best plan here is just to fight through them, because there's a lot of them, and we're not like, obviously we need to be here, and we can't wait for them to leave because then they'll have the stuff that we want. And our guns are bigger than theirs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said. No.
So I think we should just shoot them until they stop being ships here.
Okay.
We crush them.
Cool. So are we going to like directly engage the one that's coming at us first? Or are we going to try and circumvent that a little bit and hit the other ships a couple times before engaging the actual threat?
I think we should get into as offensive of a position as we can and shoot the shit out of them while they're trying to, like, because they have to sail to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So as long as we're perfectly in the position to fire on them, we'll have the upper hand.
They're almost ready to make sail at this point.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we prepare to fire when they get within range.
Yeah,
Try to take them out.
within range, because I don't want them to know that we're about to fire on them, like, way in advance.
Okay. As they get closer, slowly, they're picking up speed. The crowman, the person in the crow's nest.
Is it Kenku? We need to recruit him. He fits our aesthetic.
He does.
The person in your crow's nest. I don't know which one.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, you could pick who's in your crow's nest. Which
But he's not a crow man.
no. Bosun, which one of these characters is in the crow's nest? Who's the lookout?
It would be really funny if the halfling is the one who's all the way up in the crow's nest.
You know what? It actually does make a lot of sense because he can scurry up the ropes easier.
Okay, so
Wow.
really you.
What?
I was.
Don't wow me. No. What? Say it. What? Want to talk shit?
No, rather not.
Goddamn right.
Wow.
So
Oh.
does the halfling have any like decided like do these NPCs have any like specific stats or is it just based on vibes?
The Trino might be the only one.
They don't have stats. If anything, I'll pull up like.
I'm gonna go with the halfling also, just because. I mean, how high up is a crow's nest? Like 70 feet?
Yeah, about 70 to 100 feet. It's called
I'm
a barrelman. A barrelman is the person who's.
I'm gonna say it's a good position just because it's one of the few instances on a ship where you don't actually need to be very tall because
when it comes to
Yeah.
like looking on the horizon, 70 feet and 75.5 feet isn't really that big of a difference.
Sure. Okay. So Goldie calls out to you, Captain, and says that they're hailing us.
Interesting.
They've requested us to heave to.
Hmm.
You know
Um,
what? Fuck it. Bring them to us. They're easier to stab that way.
Using the spyglass, about how many people can we see on board the ship approaching us?
That's a good question. Probably more than your crew, but not many more. Maybe like 30 people. Like on the top deck, maybe like 15 to 20 people.
Okay.
We leave no survivors. We take no prisoners and give no quarter.
Oh my God! Raise the red flag.
Yes,
Nicer to other people.
pretty much.
They done us so far.
We'll hear them out.
We'll paint the waves red.
Yes. Of
You
course.
said there's what, 30 guys?
Rana, fetch me my brown pants.
Captain, as usual, I'll comply with your orders. And if you say that we approach this diplomatically, then diplomatically we shall. That being said, as one of your advisors, my recommendation strategically is to light the powder galley and then piss out the ashes at sea.
Oh, don't worry. Like, I wanna know why they're here. And when I don't receive the answer that satisfies me, we kill them.
Okay.
What if you do receive the answer that satisfies you?
Wait, what?
What if
Like-
you receive the answer that satisfies you?
We kill them. Like, I don't. How long have you been on this crew, Ma?
I'm just making sure because you made a specific statement and I wanted the answer to the other side of it.
Amandi's just like, I can't unkill somebody, so I need to be really upfront about what's going on here.
Yeah, you don't
Especially
know
when
how
I
to
can
answer
steal
party.
souls now.
Well, that doesn't unkill them.
I'm saying especially because I can
Oh,
steal
yeah,
souls,
yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely can't unkill them.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
listen,
There won't
like I
be
said,
anything left to even put back in the body.
I have, as usual, made my opinions known regarding what strategy we should adopt.
Mhm. As long as they're a decent fight, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, it would be boring if we just killed them.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we just kill people all the time.
Hold on.
Not a lot of people want to talk to us before we kill them.
I feel like we can't fully quantify that until we get like a speak with dead and see if they want to talk to us after we kill them.
You know what? That's a
Working
fair
on
point.
it.
We fucking slaughter an entire ship. We cast Speak with Dead, and they're just like, we wanted to join your crew. We think you're cool.
Well, value for the undead members, I guess.
Well, wonderful. Now I'm the asshole.
I think adding undead to our crew would be cool. We could have a literal ghost ship.
That would be pretty sick.
So, you are you heaving to
Yeah.
and preparing to be boarded? Well,
Yeah.
actually, they haven't even asked to board you. They just asked you to parlay, basically.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Sorry, I had to commit an unalive.
What?
I had to commit an unalive.
I'm
Very
sorry.
nice.
How? What?
He had to kill himself.
Oh.
Can you hear him?
I had to murder a cockroach.
Nice.
Oh.
Good. I'm sure it was deserved.
It was. It always is.
Yep.
Anyway, so you drop anchor, I guess, or just like whatever you do when you stop your ship.
Yeah.
And they come up alongside you, and you see their captain, which I will post in the quarterdeck. Where's the? Where's the picture I just got? So here he is. You see this guy.
Oh, he looks cool though.
I feel like he looks more like he should be a dock master.
He's working. He's working for the trade guild. Fuck him.
He stands on the
Literally or figuratively?
he's on his main deck, and he calls over to you as like
I wouldn't notice.
yes.
I think I'm stupid.
No. I forgot that he's the art they used for one of their characters. So he basically calls out to you and asks what it is that you're. He basically says, like in a very non-threatening way, like this is a official business of the Galerian Trading Company. Is there anything that we can help you with? If not, you're gonna need to be moving along.
I'm sorry, do you own this part of the ocean?
We are performing a delicate diving operation here that, if it's disturbed, can be very dangerous for our men. And once we're done here, you can go about your business. But we need a very yeah, basically.
What are you mining for?
We need this area given a wide berth.
What are you mining for?
Well, it's not mining per se. It's proprietary trade guild business.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's really cool. Tell us more about it.
Right. Ben, technically, who owns this part of the ocean?
Yeah, 'cause I asked that man a yes or no question, and he didn't give me either of those answers.
Well, no, because he's saying that
Technically, nobody owns this part of the ocean. There's not like international like fishing rights anywhere in this universe.
it's not the territory for a country or city-state.
No, it's pretty far offshore.
Okay.
No one can own the ocean.
No one owns the sea. He doesn't claim to own the territory. He's
Well,
just
no. I was asking because if this was like technically in the territory of another city-state, then you could be like, well, what does the Baroness of Galeria have to do with this?
Right. Well,
He's saying it because he's claiming to have like proprietary rights to being here, and I'm like, do you own this? No.
No one owns the sea, but we are performing a delicate operation here. Listen, if it helps at all, I apologize for us being in the way of your bearing, but if it helps, I can offer you some recompense for the additional resources it'll cost to go around us.
How much?
Well, we'll get our recompense. Now, I have a question for you. You say you were on official business. What documentation do you have to prove that? I don't know. Maybe you could be pirates for all we know.
And then
he looks up at his like the I don't remember what it's called, the specific flag that's at the top of the ship that shows what country you're in, and you see the
like an evil Jolly Roger.
Yeah, well, specifically for him, it's the what is it? It is a set of gold scales on a blue and orange quartered field.
Real quick, I have a question. Real quick.
Yes.
Based on vibes, does he look freaked out or confused or even a little curious about the fact that he's talking to a hyena, a goat, and a crab? Because if he doesn't, that means they already know something even weirder is going on.
I mean, he looks a little like you get the same normal reaction you get of like when he first laid eyes on you, you get like a double take, but like you can tell he's attempting to act like nothing is out of the ordinary in order to like save face, like the normal thing people do when they see.
Okay, but it's not like, okay, I get you. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's some weird shit out on the oceans, like more than
Literal sea monsters out there.
Yeah.
I'm not the scariest thing out there, but maybe one day I will be.
Yeah.
Now-
There's Scuttle.
If you're not the scariest thing out there, you're gonna eat the scariest thing out there.
Yep.
There
Yep.
you go.
He looks up. He looks up at his flag and looks back at you across the ship's bow, and he goes, I'm pretty sure."
No
You say that, but like recently I heard about a Navy prisoner ship that was stolen, so how can I believe you?
A Navy. Which Navy?
in defense that, or in his defense, that was a not Galerian, a Phaedron
Oh,
prisoner ship.
yeah, that was the Fragrant Legion.
Yeah. But, like, if that can be stolen, why wouldn't I think yours could be?
No,
Fair enough. An entire fleet's hard to fake, but
Now, I will say,
allow me to introduce myself. My name is Commander. Shit, what's his name? I'm on the wrong name. Commander Cassell.
Captain Gillator.
Pleasure. He's not close enough to you to shake your hand. He's like 20 feet, like between the ships. He's like calling out to you.
I still extend my hand and like don't break eye contact.
He like does where like he like puts his hand up for like half a second and like realizes that that doesn't make any sense and like recoils it temporarily. And it's like and then kind of waves. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
What was his name again? I'm putting it in the notes.
Commander Cassell, Cossel. I can offer you 150 gold for the inconvenience of having to sail around us, but
150 gold. Wait, wrong hand.
Can I just kind of
with my big claw.
Can I just kind of whisper to? I want to whisper to Captain Gillator, essentially just like, how much longer does this charade have to go on?
Yeah, you're like 25 to 30 feet away from each other, so you don't it's easy to just talk amongst yourselves if you need to.
All right, I have a plan. We're gonna lure him into my captain's quarters in order to discuss this.
You could just say you're
conversation.
whispering. You don't need to actually whisper because then they can't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tone indicator whispering. I've devised a plan where we, in order to get this compensation, lure him into my captain's quarters for negotiation, knock him unconscious, tie him up, and throw him in my new cool painting, and use him as a bargaining chip for later.
Oh my god! I don't know if people can go in the painting, but
We're gonna find out whether or not he's alive or dead.
Oh my god!
We still have him.
He comes out of the painting with a giant beard, like, I was gone for 100 years. How long was it here?
What if you put people in the painting and they show up in the painting? You could see them like interacting in the scene.
It's like one of those cube toys from when we were kids that you can connect the cubes and the guys in the cubes do things.
No, the painting is of the bay and the port in Capital, but in the foreground of the painting is like a small rowboat, and the more treasure you put in the painting, the bigger and more extravagant the boat gets.
I like that.
Yeah.
Or I guess it could also be like in Luigi's Mansion when Mario gets trapped in a painting, and then you get to go into this big mansion. You got to free him from the painting or whatever.
It's like the Stone Toad Steve Austin.
I'm sorry.
It's a copy pasta where somebody photoshopped Stone Cold Steve Austin with Toad's hat. It's like, Mario, that big son bitch Bowser took the damn princess and trapped all the Mushroom Kingdom citizens in paintings.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Excuse me, bud tender. I have the strain he's having.
Yeah.
There was a dedicated yell for Mario button in Luigi's Mansion. It's just a button that made him go Mario.
Oh, that's funny.
Mario.
Game design.
Ever answer?
I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah,
So yeah, what do you guys want to do? He's offering you. He says if you'd like to come aboard, we can offer you some compensation. So he's offering you to come aboard his ship.
I mean,
can I ask Giltor if the goal is to get him aboard our ship?
Yeah.
Should we? I can try and I'm a very good liar, and I get the feeling that this guy will believe pretty much anything we tell him. Do you want me to just lie and say that all of us are cursed to not be able to leave the ship?
Are you flying a pirate flag right now?
no.
Okay.
But it's we're cursed to not be able to go aboard a human ship and just bank on the fact that he's never met a Fae before. Because, and I tell the captain, I'm at least 75% sure that he would just believe it.
Fuck it, go for it.
Great. I call out.
Even funnier than my plan.
That's how Giltor decides which plan we're going with is vibes.
That's really funny. Okay.
Great. I'm going to use my +5 to bluff.
Okay. Get me a what's the DC gonna be?
Oh boy.
Um,
Here we go.
it's gonna be something difficult.
I mean, being fair, Captain Giltor is actually cursed, so it's not that big of a leap.
Fair enough. Get me a 30.
A 30?
Yeah, a 30, because that's a pretty outlandish story.
Being fair, what are the odds that it's like when you meet someone from a country you've never heard of, and it's like, oh, in Uzbekistan we actually use forks like spoons, and it's like that's just weird enough that it might be true.
Yeah,
Right. I'll roll for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
You need a 15 or better.
There's a board game based on that called Boulder Dash that I used to love.
Oh
But
my God,
I
that
just
game's
yell
awesome.
out to him that I was like, "You'll have to come aboard our ship for discussion." I say, if you wish to engage in discussion, you'll have to come aboard our ship. I'm afraid. You see, the captain and the rest of our crew, and the rest of our officers, it's like we be cursed to forever wander aboard the deck of our own ship, never to set foot upon a human vessel as long as the day. It's like never to set foot upon a human vessel until, and then I'm trying to think, just make up some like we were doing in the chat earlier of
Oh yeah.
until the fifth swallow caws over the horizon of the eighth dawn.
Before he rolls, I also have really high diplomacy. Can I give him the help action by just chiming in? And I have a new vintage of wine I've been waiting to open.
This is not diplomacy. This is a
This is
deception.
bluff.
This is bluff. Yeah.
Do I have bluff?
Do you have bluff?
I have a one
it-
check mark in bluff.
What one check mark doesn't mean anything. Are you trained in it or not?
No,
If it's
he
only
has.
he's not trained.
No. The left or the right hand check marks, it means trained.
Then no, I don't technically.
All of them, all of the left hand check marks, that just means it's visible to you.
Oh,
Or that just means it shows on the mini character sheet that we never use.
okay.
Or you guys may not use it. I don't know if you use it or not.
I don't know it.
Ready to go.
So yeah, go ahead.
Ah.
So he looks at you and he's like, "I'm very sorry to hear that. I can have if you have any non-cursed crew, they can come aboard and take the payment if you'd prefer on your behalf, or I can have some of my crew bring it to you."
If you have any non-cursed crew.
First of all, offensive.
I'm
No.
sorry, I didn't mean to offend, but I've never heard of such a curse. I've been on this team for quite some time. I've never heard of anything like that.
You know, Captain Gillitor, I have no love for the Galerian Trade Guild, but I must say, as one who makes his trade in diplomacy and the dealing with of others, we may want to consider recruiting specifically this one, as he is all told handling this remarkably well. I mean, all things considered, there's not really a more graceful way one could be going about this.
this
given
pretty
the
good.
information and context he has to work with.
I suppose you could extend the offer. If he says no, then he still goes the way of the rest of the plan.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, at this point, I think we exhausted diplomacy. I
Do
think
we-
we have him
Do
now.
we actually? Is it necessary to have him aboard the ship?
Well, I was gonna knock him out in private in my quarters,
So
and
he's gonna call over to you and like say that like, if it's all the same with you, if you'd like, I can bring the payment aboard with some of my crew to assist in like bring it to you if you need.
Aye, that'd be much appreciated, sir.
Okay.
And I say that'd be much appreciated. And may a blessing of the summer snowflakes ever fall on you.
Very nice. So he
And
basically
I look at Amandi and kind of shrug with like, I don't fucking know.
I
he
think
has,
it will work.
he has his men throw some like the grapples across and pull the ships together, and has some of his men carry over like a small chest, or well, yeah. So he offers you 150 gold and like food and supplies to like make the journey like to where they're going, like basically over what it would take to go around as like a like compensation for being disrupted. We call that's pretty
He's
great.
very conscientious. I appreciate that.
Well, you could tell that it's more of like, here, please take this so that you don't ask questions.
Hey guys, pause for a sec. I have to go handle something.
Okay.
have fun, be safe.
Or keep playing, I guess. But I will be back.
Okay.
Okay.
So he steps aboard your ship along with like his lieutenant and officers. There's like 2 other guys, and then a couple of the guild. They're not soldiers, but they're like heavily armed sailors, and they're basically soldiers, but they're not like a formal military. They're like more like sort of like in some way between mercenaries and real soldiers. Like they're not full on sellswords. Like they're loyal to the company, but they're not a standing military.
Mhm.
So a couple of those guys come aboard your ship and just like to like stand in there with their pikes basically as this guy approaches Gillator and a couple of his like sailors bring across a couple of crates and like help you guys store it on like below decks. And he now like fully offers his hand to you and goes to shake your hand.
Yeah.
And asks you, so I'm sorry about the inconvenience. What port are you sailing to?
Here.
I'm sorry. You're
Well, like while I'm shaking his hand, I don't let go of
right.
his hand.
He like raises an eyebrow like inquisitively. He's like, "You're coming here, and in what way do you mean?"
I start squeezing his hand a little tighter and tighter, and I just kind of lean in really close. We know what you're doing here. We have an apocalypse to stop.
Then you know that it's impossible to get in there.
No, it is exceedingly possible.
He looks really confused at this point. It's like, and he's gripping your hand too. He thinks it's some kind of competition. So it's like,
Tim just like, I see this.
how would a couple of sailors come by this information? We've been all but bashing our heads against this thing for weeks, or he'd probably say a week.
Well, you're definitely not supposed to do that.
Yeah. Then perhaps you could use some assistance from people who've been involved in what's going on.
I'm standing behind the guy looking at Giltor doing like that very tight-lipped head shaking motion.
Well, I think our head archaeologist would have some questions then, if you have information that you'd like to share.
Okay, but talking to an archaeologist sounds really cool to Amandi. I don't know why, but like.
Yeah, he could have some answers for us too, and stuff to steal. Cool archaeological stuff.
Amandi wants to talk to the archaeologist because here's what Amandi knows about archaeologists. Archaeologists study the past. That's where all the cool people who killed all the legendary things live. Archaeologists know how to go there.
Oh my god.
2, where do we find all the magic weapons and shit? In caves. Who goes into caves? Archaeologists. Archaeologists can give Amandi cool weapons and legendary things to kill.
So he looks you and is basically like matching your like stare down. He's like, if that's the case, then if you'd be so kind as to accompany me back to the fleet and talk to our head archaeologist, I think that we could make this more mutually beneficial.
At this point,
rather than just some paltry supplies.
At this point, I agree, but I want to make one thing clear. I understand that you're in the trade guild, and I understand that you think that what's down there is treasure and money. But my crew here has been on the path of stopping a literal apocalypse. There's some things bigger than coin.
Well, I don't know much about that, but
you can't spend coin in a world overrun by tentacles. I think we've been fighting a lot of tentacles.
Captain Giltor, a word privately, please. A word privately, please, Captain Giltor.
Yes, Lan. Anyway,
he puts a hand up and like you're good. You can go.
I'll be right back. Sorry, tone indicator whispering. Do you know how fucking easy it's gonna be when we can breathe underwater and they can't, for us to betray them underwater? They're literally gonna be helpless. It's gonna be so cool.
People above water would have no idea until we came back.
Captain.
And then we can, especially if we start scaring them now about like big tentacle monsters.
Captain.
We just tell them the big tentacle monsters got them.
Captain. Not to not to raise contention against your strategy here, but I've had dealings with the trade guild before, and let me tell you, trying to anticipate whether they're going to go left or right usually ends in them going up, and usually into a place you really don't want them to go, if you catch my meaning.
I don't. I need you to be a little bit more clear, please.
They are tricky and unpredictable and prone to trying to fuck you over at the last possible minute, and just when you think you understand their motives and you have the upper hand, they somehow find a way to turn it back on you. There's no good that comes with dealing with the trade guild for any reason.
Gee, they sound like pirates.
They're basically sanctioned pirates, yeah.
These pirates are upfront about it.
Yeah.
No, they're worse than pirates. They're capitalists.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Interesting.
So I also think that there's potential to. We know that there are like fishmen down there. We can throw these weak people to them as like fodder as we actually get the treasure and or save the world, whatever.
Sounds like a plan.
Can't open whatever door is down there, so I mean, like if they got a head archaeologist that we could I don't know, Gelf, you know how to read. Maybe you can get something from this.
Great. I put my hands up.
I'm at a loss for words.
Well, that's why we have Gelf.
Well, Gelf is the one who's at a loss for words.
Fuck.
If you need some lit on fire, I'm your guy.
No, even better. You know who has words? That archaeologist. You could steal his words.
Wow.
I know you think you know what that means something very different, but it doesn't matter. Let's just go meet the fucking archaeologist.
Yeah. Also, they're literally just going to escort us over to their ships. Like,
He's probably he probably asks you to like come aboard his ship and like
we
leave.
just claimed that we can't step onto a human ship. Like, he's really gonna try to call us out on that?
He forgot that you said that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh yeah, that was so ridiculous that I forgot that was a thing you said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a good thing. Well, technically, the guy who owns this ship is like half dwarf, so as in like we can't step foot aboard a human ship. Oh well, the guy who owns this ship is actually half dwarf on his mother's side, so it's not a human ship.
The investor that owns this ship, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's his offer. Is like if you'll come aboard my ship, I can take you over to him. We just can't have any other ships in the area like disturbing the diving operation.
Mm-hmm.
See, I knew they were diving. Well, lucky for you as well. I am a shellfish, so I can go down and help.
Don't be so hard on yourself. I've always thought you were pretty generous.
I didn't know whether that was a trait that you had. That is a very useful. Uh-oh.
Everyone okay?
Hey, this is a family broadcast.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
No, it isn't.
Mine's 18 plus. Everybody okay?
No, Gina's mad at something. That's fine. Here,
Right, so
I'll-
I'm just like, yeah, it's just all a part of his curse. So we're gonna meet this archaeologist now then?
Let's see. Oh, there we go. There, that's the right one.
You muted them.
I server muted him, yeah, so he'll have to let us know when he's somebody put in the chat that he needs to let us know when he comes back.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So yeah, so he requests if you'd like to offer your assistance in this operation, if you could come aboard his ship, and offer your assistance, and he'll take you over to the head research vessel.
Well, I personally am not going to back down from Land's Lie, so I'm not stepping foot on his ship.
Yeah, can you perhaps bring your archaeologist onto our ship?
I don't think.
As well as all of his cool archaeology. I assume it's a him. That's probably bad of me. Their archaeology tools as well. I want to see them. They're probably cool.
Not entirely sure that's
Or at the very least, like, bring them over on your ship and we can continue talking from, like, the distance we had previously before you brought us the money.
I don't know if that's necessarily a wise decision. We barely know each other here. I'm gonna just put it frankly. We can't trust that you're as we don't know how trustworthy or accurate your information is going to be. So I think that
I don't
for
know
all
how
our
pretty
sakes,
accurate yours is going to be, and you have more ships than us.
All right, here. I will bite the bullet here. I'm gonna step 1 foot onto your ship, but if I burst into flames, you do owe me more gold.
you know what? Fair.
Yeah. I step 1 foot onto their deck and go, "Oh my God! Oh, the pain! Oh, it's I'm fucking with you."
He looked taken back and then like non amused.
I kind of turn back to my friend. I'm like, "See, I knew that hag was bullshitting."
I just look at him standing on that ship, looking like I'm weirded out by this. Is like, no way.
You know, you can never trust good sea hags these days.
Can't believe this.
Is there such a thing?
I mean, I'm sure they're not all bad.
Or was that another lie they told us? Ugh.
Yeah, but they were all bad.
Man, first that one witch steals our traits, and now this other one says we're cursed, and then there was the one that tried to get you to kill us. Just not having
Yeah.
good luck with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we run into a lot of sea hags. Our line of work is weird.
Sounds fascinating. I'd love to hear the stories about it if you've got time. But right now, time is of the essence. So, do you guys board a ship?
I mean, I do.
Okay, so Gilitor,
It's going, and I'll go.
the trade.
If they're going, I'll go.
Okay. So the crew boards this guy's ship and heads back over to the group of ships and pulls alongside one of the caravels, basically, and puts out the grapples to board that one and throws a plank over as he sends one of his men to fetch the head archaeologist. And after a few minutes, you see basically like a scrawny looking like nerdy guy wearing like fancy clothes, basically a noble.
Oh, so far I am disappointed. But let's wait till they speak.
He's holding a bunch of papers and stuff and a case of like equipment, and he comes aboard very frantically. Imagine like Milo from Atlantis and like how like scatterbrained and excited he was for his shit. That's what this dude looks like.
Okay. Milo in fancy clothes. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, he's younger. He's not actually like an older guy like that. He's not like super young, but
Hello.
Hi.
yeah, we hear you.
Hi, how are you?
What I missed? What's going on?
We are on the guy's ship, and we have now been introduced to their head archaeologist as a scrawny guy.
Oh, it's Milo from Atlantis.
Yes.
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 Cool. What's he like?
He hasn't talked yet.
I really just found myself remembering Milo's last name. Unexpected. It's
That.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get good art for this dude.
That was such a great film.
It
Yeah.
was one of Disney's best films.
Yeah.
Fun fact: the Atlantis 2, the straight to VHS sequel,
That was dog shit.
is literally the exact same plot as Aquaman.
That's funny. Also, it wasn't meant to be a movie. It was meant to be a TV show that they canceled and turned into a movie to try to recoup their losses, and that's why it's like that.
That makes sense because it's like a series of episodes.
Yeah, I've not had this confirmed anywhere. It's just
No. You know where you can have it confirmed? The Facebook page of the director of that movie, who just hangs out there and like talks to fans of the movie and like will occasionally just give away like
Oh.
signed memorabilia from it.
Yeah, I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Cool.
Yeah, it's Tab Murphy. I love that guy.
What a strange flex to have.
I know. I'm friends on Facebook with the writer of Brother Bear, Atlantis, and Tarzan,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
and Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Correct me if I'm wrong. In Brother Bear, is the bear that guy possesses not a female bear?
He doesn't possess it. He is physically turned into one.
I thought he possessed the dead body of the bear's
No.
mom. that
As
he killed.
punishment, he takes on his totem, which his totem turns out to be a bear.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like a symbol of love, and he needs to learn how to love because, like,
for some reason, I have a very distinct memory of him taking over like the dead corpse of that bear that he just killed.
No, he
No.
was he was polymorphed into a bear, and
Be fair, I watched this movie when I was like 8 and never again.
Yeah, I have way too good of a memory of like all the kid movies I saw when I was young, to the point that when I see the new like live action ones, I can sit there and compare the scenes, and I'm just like, this is different, and this is different, and this is different.
Oh, other
I like
other fun fact: the reason why Phil Collins agreed to do the soundtrack to Tarzan, when up to that point, like getting mainstream celebrities wasn't really a thing that happened in Disney movies, was because they were making Tarzan and they were like, yo, wouldn't it be fucking hilarious if we got Phil Collins to do this? And they were or like got someone like a mainstream celebrity. And Disney was like, they're never gonna fucking do it, but you know what? Fuck it. If you can figure it out and keep it under budget, go for it. And someone knew a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy who knew Phil Collins. And then one of the head executives from Disney just came down to the recording studio one day and was like, hey, what's going on? Like, how's the movie go? Is that fucking Phil Collins? and they wasn't aware that it was happening until they just heard the voice and was like, bullshit, you didn't.
That's really funny.
They had Michael Bolton for Hercules.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because of this. Like, it's the same thing with Elton John for Lion King. Is once they got one guy to do it, then suddenly, because it had never been done before, so celebrities didn't even know it was a thing you could ask for.
Yeah.
Once it became a thing, it's easy to be like, well, another famous guy did it, and they'll be like, oh yeah, fuck it, I'll do it.
Elton John also did the music for Road to El Dorado, I think.
Yeah.
It's another movie.
It was just a thing. It was literally just a thing that, like, I think the guy who like made the decision or made the connection was just like, yeah, I guess none of them had ever thought before about the fact that like these celebrities oftentimes have kids, and it's really easy to pitch. Like, it's hard to pitch to a celebrity, you should be in this kids movie because it might be fun. It's really easy to pitch to them, hey, you probably don't have many music videos that your kid can watch. Wouldn't this be fun?
Yeah, this guy looks like a fantasy dweeb.
Yeah.
For those of you on the stream watching and can't see our chat, the DM has posted a picture of what this guy looks like.
I think I may have found a better picture. I don't know which one I like more.
Oh, I like the second one.
Milo.
The second one is dead ass Milo from Atlantis.
It kind of is, yeah. Okay, that's the guy. That's your guy.
Okay. So if your dad switches over to Discord, we can actually see the picture.
True. I think Dad's just streaming his desktop, not actually just specifically Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm streaming a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen a bunch of stuff on there.
Yeah, we know.
Here, hang on.
Yeah, you're
There you go,
streaming
there's my
Fantasy
little
Grounds,
patch.
your dinner.
Your home address.
And I'm about to post the deepest cut.
Okay.
This is what they look like.
Hey.
I hear a lot of clicking. There we go. What the? Who the hell? Who is that?
I told you it was a deep cut.
I think you've
Looks
cut.
like Milo Thatch.
That is the tour guide from the Poseidon's Fury Adventure Experience in Universal Orlando's Islands of Adventure.
That's funny. I never did that one.
Really?
I wanted to. It
Really?
looked fun. Yeah, they closed it. I've always wanted to go on it, but I never went to it.
Oh, I used to love going on that.
Yeah, I know a friend of
I
mine.
went once as a kid. The
like-
exit is like on the complete opposite side of the building, so it puts you in a different part of the park.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
No, it's really fucking. It was really cool.
So yeah, he comes onto your ship, onto the he boards the ship and he's got all his shit like haphazardly, like drops a scroll on the ground. He's like, oh fuck, and picks it back up, and kind of like bumblefucks his way over to you, and he's like, hi, I've been told that you could help with our expedition. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. Who are you?
We're going to be helpful, and that's what you need to know.
He kind of looks at the commander for some guidance here, and the commander just kind of like shrugs and gives him like a eyebrow raise. It's like, and he looks back over to you like trepidatiously and confused, and is like, "Well, I'm Evan," and he extends a hand to shake your hand.
I was going to make a silly request that his name be Tylo Match.
That's pretty funny. No, I'm Evan Telmer. I'm the head researcher here on this exploration. What do you know about the Saugin?
Oh, they're terrible. Fought some of them.
Can I make a roll? I do have a pretty high history.
Give me, let's see. Give me.
I know when you
Would it
stab
be
them hard enough
history?
and multiple times, they die.
I think it might be Arcana actually to know about like other like magical sea races.
I got the same score in both, so plus 10.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you know they're like undersea civilization that is very like, how would you describe it? They're not evil, but they often come into conflict with seafaring, air breathing cultures.
Yeah, they came into conflict with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do have their own unique set of like culture and religious sites and everything, and he explains that that's what he believes this is. It's some kind of Saugin religious site, but it's
Interesting.
impenetrable. We've been able to get into some of them before and to study them, but this one's different.
What in particular have you found that's different than the other ones you've seen?
Well, it's completely impenetrable.
That's the only difference you found?
I just don't think you're trying hard enough.
We've tried a lot. We've tried.
You're
The
basically not-
commander pipes up and he goes, "We've tried pickaxe. We tried blowing it with gunpowder.
Underwater?
Yeah, wasted one of our diving bells."
Oh,
Hmm.
interesting.
How did you find this place in the first place?
Uh,
We, considering to find it ourselves, we had to use somewhat unconventional means.
Yeah, we made a deal with a hag who sent us here, but faked a curse on us? I
No,
don't know.
no, that's not actually how we found it.
I know,
That's-
I'm lying to him.
Oh, okay. No, sorry. Then I don't say that. My mistake.
Oh my god.
No, so I'm just asking, like, how did?
He says that from a different Saugin like temple, they found basically what he was able to decipher is like a warning about this place, and like its location was uncovered at a different Saugin religious site underwater.
Now, I don't know if you think that this is some kind of relic, but I think a better warning for you is that this is actively being used. Last time I was here, I saw a couple of Saugin down there.
I
Some days
mean,
they haven't gotten to your men yet.
well, they tend to keep their distance. They're always keeping watch over the place, but they don't frequent it.
Oh,
They've never
Strange.
gone. They've never gone inside as long as we've been here.
all the Saugin I've ever met have been aggressive.
Yes, they can be. They put up a bit of a barrier to my research, but we've bargained with them in the past.
How do you bargain with them?
And you know, they're actually quite amenable once you can get past the fangs and claws and pitchforks.
Yes, fangs and claws are very unamenable.
Well,
As I stand there picking my fangs with my claws.
it's difficult. We've managed in the past. This place, we haven't been able to get much information from it, but they've told us to steer clear of this place for if we value our lives. I don't understand what kind of ridiculous notions they have about whatever's here. It can't be that bad.
I'm considering there was a warning in some other holy place of theirs about this. Clearly, there's something that they fear here.
Well, I think there's more to it than that. I think there's something that they're not telling us.
If this is something that the Scion wrote down to be afraid of, maybe they're not working with them.
Maybe who's not working with one?
I do say that out loud to make the archaeologist think that I know more than I'm letting on. But I am specifically referring to like Dagon and the,
yeah. If you have any information pertinent to getting into this site, I'd love to share it with you. And if you'd like, we have extra diving bells. You can come down with us.
I don't need a diving bell.
Oh, do you have gills? You have gills in there.
I just kind of like go into like full crab stance and like shimmy, like pinching my claws. Does this not clue you in on the?
Well, I don't presume physiology. That's a little insensitive.
How kind.
I look at Amandi and you know what? In Elvish, I say, I really fucking hate these people are being so polite.
I find it kind of refreshing in a weird way.
I think it's naive.
You rolling to see if he speaks Sylvan?
No. Are you saying it in Sylvan or Elvish?
No, sorry. No, Sylvan, because we both speak it and it's more rare.
Oh, I thought you were saying you'd said Elvish before.
No, then I apologize. I forgot because there's discussion sometimes about whether or not those are interchangeable here. No, I say it in Sylvan.
Yeah, Sylvan is more of like the deep. It's more like undercommon versus deep speech.
Then I say it to Amandi in my accent, which I suppose to her sounds like broken redneck patois. Then I'm just like, I really fucking hate these people are all being so polite.
I respond that I think I feel like it's kind of refreshing in a weird way.
Now, one thing that I will say to you, Evan, is I would like to tell you more about what's going on. I'd have to be on dry land to do it.
He looks very confused.
I didn't used to believe
face stuff.
I see.
I didn't used to believe in all of this. And then we've started fighting apocalyptic tentacle monsters, and now
well,
I don't want to say dare not speak his name, but like we probably shouldn't.
I would.
But we see.
Being irreverent.
Well, most of that's just legend anyway.
No.
The legend starts to be really real when it's trying to drag you into the briny depths.
Well, I mean, there are creatures down there beyond our comprehension and understanding. But
Lan, do we still have the prisoner?
I nod and I walk back to the ship and I order 2 armed men to escort the prisoner onto the deck.
He looks at it through the jar and he just looks awestruck and he's like, "It's fascinating. I've never seen one up close before." And he calls someone to like grab him a sketchbook and he starts like writing notes and like sketching out what it looks like.
Want to touch it?
I dare not. I think that it's probably not safe.
I nod to him and I say, "Yeah, you're a smarter man than we." I say, "You're a smarter man than most. I've been interrogating this one for weeks. He's yet to crack." He's yet to crack under the pressure.
More like the crack under the pressure. Anyway, this thing tried to fucking kill us.
I wouldn't be surprised.
again, not legend. If I mean, at best, at absolute
loosely,
best,
loosely
like,
connected and based on different
No,
accounts. But yeah,
no, but very much real, tangibly.
Yeah,
Whatever
I
you're
mean-
thinking, whatever it is you're thinking, giant sky portal, tentacle monster, all of it.
Yeah,
Like
if you're basing it on different accounts, our account is Tentacle Hurricane summoned by Cult.
well,
100% exactly what you're thinking.
Hmm.
Whatever you're thinking of. Oh, there's no fucking way that.
he's writing anything that you say of like hard evidence like that. He does make a note of it in his journal.
What did I have a question for
Never-
you, Evan? Evan, is it?
Yes.
What exactly? And I mean, try to be specific, if you would. What exactly is it that the good? Is it Baroness? Is the leader of the trade guild?
Yes.
What's the title of the? It's like, what exactly is it that the good Baroness wants with the Soggin? If you're already trading with them, then what do you think is in that temple that you suppose is more valuable?
Well, it's a part of their history and culture, and something that even their scholars don't necessarily know all the details to. That
I didn't ask, respectfully, Evan, I didn't ask what interest it would be to the Soggin. I asked what specifically is in that building that is of interest to the Baroness who commands the Galerian Trade Guild.
Yeah, are we within earshot of their soldiers as well?
yeah, they're all around.
Fuck.
I don't give a fuck. I'm still asking.
Well,
I'm gonna try and recruit this guy out from under him.
they're
Oh, 100%, but
this is specifically a he basically continues to launch into his explanation of the fact that like, not to say that like because it's important to the Soggin is the only reason, but like it's important to his research into deep sea cultures and mythology that this is important to him specifically. And he was given a grant by the Galerian Trading Company to recover the information and anything of value that is within.
I see. What better way to appreciate a culture than to defile their most holy places?
Evan, come with me.
oh, side note, do you
He looks
speak
around.
Elvish, lad?
I do.
Damn.
He looks
Okay,
as if
never
they
mind.
come with me. And he looks around at like you're on a boat, and he's like, to where?
Back to my ship.
Your ship is a mile away.
Oh yeah, I forgot we sailed across. Damn, I need to talk to him in private. Although you speak, I don't speak Elvish, so I can't communicate the things that I need to you to tell him.
No. Hey, what language do you speak? Do you speak Sylvan?
He speaks common.
No. I'm talking to Giltor.
What language?
He
is
speaks common.
Where would they be? On
I
my
thought
sheet?
he had another. I thought he had another language. I'm sorry.
I speak
don't think I do.
practically everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
somehow Gelf speaks to like everything.
Yeah, no, I only speak common.
Gelf has an earring that makes him understands everything, and I think he
That's
can
right.
speak a bunch of things otherwise.
But yeah, I speak a bunch of languages: Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Deep Speech, Draconic, Dwarven, Elven, Giant, Goblin, Orcish, Primordial, and Sylvan.
Wow.
I'm gonna lean in very close and very intensely over Evan's shoulder, get him like really, really up close and personal.
He recoils like if you're like leaning in towards him, and he like shrinks back as like fully intimidated.
You listen to me, boy. I understand that this is something that you are deeply passionate about. But the military is here spending money on you, which means they expect a return of more than just knowledge. They're not here to fill a museum. They're here to fill their pockets. If you think that the Trade Guild isn't going to destroy this holy site and mine it for every ounce of coin they can get. You're mistaken.
Captain Cassell steps forward and puts a hand on your shoulder and like pushes you out of Evan's personal space and looks you and says to you, if you have any assistance you can offer our archaeologist, we'd be happy to accept. Otherwise, you're free to be on your way.
If the Sagan are more personable than I had originally anticipated,
They can be if if you know how to negotiate with them. It's a delicate situation. It's a delicate balance that you have to parlay with them.
nice word you used there. Now,
Can I whisper to Gil, to our captain? Perhaps the good archaeologist would, well, perhaps he might appreciate the chance to get a more up close and personal look at what he's studying.
that would be useful, seeing as he's the one studying it. How would you
Does-
like to
does
go
he-
into the expedition?
I would love to. Are you equipped to embark?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And he looks over to the commander, and he goes, "Commander, do we have the diving bells ready? You can call up the other." He basically calls up the men, and all the other diving bells are pulled back up from the sea, and he offers you your pick of whichever one you need.
Our crew isn't going to need. Your
We all
crew
just start
will
chuckling.
need the diving bells.
No, I'm gonna go down in a diving bell. They don't need to know I can't breathe underwater. I mean, I can breathe underwater with the potion.
It's a potion, yeah. Everybody else on the crew is going to drink the potion, so they're going to know you have them.
Yeah, and we're going to give one to Evan.
Just
You give one to
Evan.
Evan?
Yeah, just
Okay.
Evan.
Okay. So you give a potion to Evan. It's like this, like peach-colored, like fluid. And he goes, what is this? I'm sorry, I don't partake. He thinks it's alcohol.
Gills, me boy.
You'll want to make an exception for this one.
Interesting. The commander looks at him and he's like, "Evan, are you sure that this is a sound idea?" And Evan goes, "I trust them. I think that's fine."
We got it. We encounter a lot of sea hags.
Everything's sea hags with you.
I mean, it's what's happened.
Why are we giving him?
Oh, we're only giving the archaeologist the potion. I know everybody else can take a fucking diving bell.
Oh, why do we like the archaeologist all of a sudden?
I want to recruit him. He seems useful.
I see. Carry on.
He seems to know. He seems to have some insight as to what's going on with the apocalypse tentacles.
Oh, okay.
So if we can
feel
convince
threatened,
him
Gelf. You're
to,
still our wizard.
yeah, if
What?
we,
So don't feel threatened, Gelf. You're still our wizard.
Oh, I'm not threatened. No tentacle will threaten me.
I meant by the smart archaeologist.
Oh,
yeah, he can't cast Phantom Chasm, which is objectively the coolest thing any of us can do. So as long as you still have Phantom Chasm, you have job security.
fabulous. Thank you.
Okay. So you guys all drink your potions. Commander Cassell orders some of his men, basically like a dozen soldier types, into diving bells. and he climbs into one as well. And you hand Evan the potion, he drinks it, and you guys all jump in the water and head down to the bottom of the ocean. You see the single sandstone structure protruding out of the bottom of the sea as you get towards the bottom. Everybody in the diving bells is much slower than you, as you guys can like fully swim through the water. Wait, no, the potions don't give you the ability to
No, they do not.
swim. They just breathe underwater, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then the diving bells are probably faster than you, since they're metal. Well, they're metal. They're heavy.
Oh, going down. I see. What
Yeah,
you're saying.
going down. So,
But they have a limited range.
yeah, they have to stay directly under the ship, which is directly above this building.
Which means when you
nice.
go into the temple.
Yeah, the
they get
temple's
to
the
stay
temple's
behind.
like 50, 60 feet tall. And you basically get down right to the front door of the thing. As the diving bells kind of like clang to the bottom, and there are small windows on the diving bells, but they can't be that big, just
Yeah.
because the pressures would break them.
For coolness factor, I am grabbing one of the diving bells by the chain and riding it down, like kind of
Okay.
like foot
Same.
stick.
Also, I thought you turned full crab when underwater like this.
I mean,
My choice.
I now have the choice because I've killed the thing that gave me the powers.
see.
You didn't kill her, but
Oh, that's true.
yeah,
You
I
defeated her. Bested her.
Emotionally.
her in
Yeah.
combat, yes.
I,
You haven't killed it.
I got my name back from her.
So, you head down to the bottom, and now that you're more up close to the thing, because I don't think you guys got this close to it the last time you were here.
No, I wasn't able to.
You do see the plugin like nearby.
I give a fun break.
They like tuck back down behind the rocks. And you see Evan like is just looking like starstruck, like, wow, this is incredible, like just talking up how amazing it is to like be able to breathe underwater and how fantastical it is.
I imagine several times he reaches for a notebook that he had to leave above.
Yeah, he does.
water. It's just like
This is the water breathing spell, so any of our gear is actually getting wet this time.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's with you, and all the guys in the diving bells are with you, and you see the stone door basically like completely covering the front of this temple, which has like drawings and etchings all over it. It looks very like Aztec kind of drawings and like carvings into the door of like Saugin like battling against like another group of people, like human shapes, and just like depicting like a big fight, basically. In the center of the door, where like the conflagration of this battle is raging, is like encircled a inset, like of several cylinders in like a line, getting progressively smaller. And Evan looks up to it and he's like, "We assume that there's some key that gets through here, perhaps like a sconce or torch or something of that shape. We haven't been able to figure out how to get through it. Nothing's worked to get through this stuff."
I don't know. I think it looks more like spyglass.
What'd you say, Kayla?
He's like, you assumed a sconce or torch underwater.
I mean,
me
that's what it looks
and Giltor came to the same conclusion at the same time.
Yeah, I thought it was that too. That makes sense.
Man, I guess we're shit out of luck. If only we had some kind of magic spyglass that led us exactly to this spot.
Uh,
Oh wait,
he looks at me like, what are you talking about?
land the spyglass.
I'm gritting my teeth like, yes, Captain Gelator, and I
I pull out the spyglass, and then I unscrew the cap of the spyglass, and I pull out the real spyglass.
Lan absolutely hates having to reveal that you have that to anybody that you don't trust.
I don't like the Galerian Trade Guild. All right.
Yeah.
I trust that this kid has his heart in the right place.
I
and I also
reveal-
trust that all of these divers are dead fucking meat.
I reveal it, and then I look at Evan, and I say that whole thing about it's like that whole no, he doesn't know we're pirates. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, I fucking pull out the spyglass and I just kind of hand it to Captain Gillator.
Man, wouldn't it suck if, like, I don't know, you were like a plucky young archaeologist going on like a mission to some ancient underwater civilization, and then it turned out all the people who were hired to like help you out on this ancient underwater delve turned out to be awful criminals?
Oh.
He's just off to the side, fucking taking notes on something like, yeah, that would suck. I don't know why you'd bring that up.
I don't know, but that sounds like a great movie.
So anyway, what do you do with the spyglass? He hands it to you.
Stick it in the
Okay.
keyhole.
Yeah, so you stick it into the inlay in the stone, and the stone begins to descend into the ground as you see like water from around the opening like rushing inside of the temple.
There was no water in there before?
No.
Ooh.
That's weird.
So when I open this door, I look over at Evan and I'm like, can the trade guild's money buy you this?
He looks completely like shook before the pressure of the water rushing inside of this place sucks all of you inside of the room, basically the very large entry hall. As
Ooh, what happens to the guys in the diving bells?
the diving bells actually start to like slide forward, and like the momentum of all this water rushing in helps them like move inside of the thing. As you look up, there was no water in here, so all of the air that was in here is now trapped above you. Like where above where the threshold of the door.
Like it's like a bubble on the ceiling.
Yes.
Man, I was about to say, I'm glad we went through the trouble getting water breathing potions and then find out this place contains air for us.
Yeah, so you see that
That does raise an interesting question, though.
like basically
Why would a temple for underwater Salgin need to be full of air?
so you see that this place is basically a cylindrical building with a like a pillar going up in the center of the room. The room is how big is this place? Stand by.
Oh, do we have any cutoff time for the people who have work tomorrow? Because it's 10:05.
I'm all right still.
So it's about 200 feet in diameter. And the pillar that goes through the through the center of the room up and like into the air bubble is 100 feet in diameter.
Guys,
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and stream and see you guys next week.
Okay. This seems like a good spot to end it on.
That is why I
Yeah.
asked.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're
No
okay.
Alright.
So you have made it into the Sagan ruins.
We did it.
Woohoo!
We did it! We did it! No.
Did it? Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
What was your favorite part of the expedition?
That was my favorite part too.
Wow, this puzzle contains contains a missing piece in the shape of a cylinder. How about we look in the backpack and see if we have anything that looks like a cylinder?
A secret tool that'll help us later.
Pirates, no piracy. Pirates, no piracy. Pirates, no piracy. Gillifer just snaps his claw. Oh man.
And with that, everybody, that is our stream for today, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Hooray!